You've heard it everywhere. Good vibes only. Stay positive. Look on the bright side. It sounds harmless, even inspiring. But somewhere along the way, those words stopped feeling like encouragement and started feeling like a cage. Because what happens when you're not okay? When the smile feels heavy? When the bright side doesn't exist? You start to wonder, am I failing at being positive? You hide your sadness behind affirmations. You silence your anger with gratitude. You label your pain as low vibrational and call your exhaustion a mindset problem. And slowly, quietly, you start to disappear behind the mask of positivity you can't sustain. Good vibes only sounds like peace, but it's often fear in disguise, the fear of feeling something real. Because we live in a world obsessed with happiness, a culture that worships smiles, filters sadness, and calls authenticity negativity. But here's the truth. Light isn't real without darkness, and denying half of your emotions doesn't make you enlightened. It makes you emotionally exiled from yourself. This is the psychology of good vibes only, not the pursuit of peace, but the pressure to perform it. The idea of good vibes only didn't start as a lie. It began as a wish to feel safe, peaceful, and happy in a world that often isn't. But somewhere along the way, that wish turned into a rule, and that rule turned into pressure. You see, most of us were raised to believe that positive emotions are acceptable and negative ones are problems to fix. As children, we were told, don't cry, be grateful, cheer up. We learned that sadness made people uncomfortable, that anger made us difficult, that vulnerability made us weak. So we adapted. We learned to smile through disappointment, to laugh through heartbreak, to say, it's fine when it wasn't. We learned to hide pain under politeness. And now, as adults, we've turned that emotional avoidance into a philosophy. Good vibes only. It's not just a phrase, it's an identity. It's what people use to separate themselves from what they fear in others. Mess, grief, chaos, discomfort. We curate our lives, filter our emotions, and mistake emotional control for emotional health. Social media amplified it. Perfect lighting, perfect bodies, perfect captions. The illusion that happiness is a constant state, not a fleeting moment. And every time someone breaks that illusion, by speaking of pain, loneliness, or burnout, the world rushes to silence them with positivity. Stay strong. Focus on the blessings. Everything happens for a reason. But this isn't healing. It's denial, wrapped in good intentions. Because when you tell someone who's drowning to just think positive, you're not helping them swim. You're telling them to smile underwater. And slowly those words become internalized. You stop sharing your struggles. You start policing your own emotions. You mistake suppression for strength. And before you know it, you're at war with your own humanity, smiling while your heart is quietly asking to be felt. That's how good vibes only becomes emotional isolation. It starts with kindness and ends in disconnection, because positivity without honesty isn't positivity at all. It's performance. As adults, the phrase good vibes only becomes more than a motto. It becomes a mask, a way to stay liked, admired, unproblematic, a way to control what people see and what they don't. They become the positive one, the light energy, the person everyone turns to when things go wrong because they always have something uplifting to say. They post the quotes, they smile in every photo, they talk about gratitude and manifestation and mean every word. But somewhere deep down, they're exhausted by the weight of their own performance. Because being the positive one means never letting the mask slip. It means holding space for everyone else's darkness while never showing your own. It means smiling when you want to scream and saying, it's all good, when your chest is heavy with silence. They confuse denial with peace. They confuse composure with healing. They confuse control with clarity. But emotional avoidance isn't clarity. It's containment. It's the nervous system whispering, if I stay calm and optimistic, maybe nothing bad will happen. So they filter their feelings like their photos, showing only the angles that look like light. But underneath the filters, there's often quiet fear. If I stop being positive, will people still love me? If I show my sadness, will I make others uncomfortable? If I admit I'm tired, will I become a burden? That's the hidden cost of good vibes only. You start protecting everyone else from your humanity, and in the process, you lose connection with your own. Positivity becomes armor, a bright, shiny way to say, I'm okay, don't worry about me. And for a while it works. People smile back. They call you inspiring. They say, I wish I had your mindset. But deep down, you start to realize something. Being everyone's light means never having a place to rest your own darkness. And that's not peace. That's emotional loneliness dressed as optimism. True peace doesn't need to pretend. It doesn't silence pain. It sits with it, listens to it, allows it to breathe. But good vibes only keeps the truth locked away and calls the silence healing. There's a quiet conflict that lives inside people who believe in good vibes only. It's the tension between the peace they want and the truth they keep avoiding. They wake up some days feeling heavy, but they don't know how to admit it. Sadness feels like failure. Anger feels like regression. Fear feels like weakness. So they smile anyway. They repeat affirmations. They light candles. They journal about gratitude. And for a while, it works. The surface shines. The words sound hopeful. But inside, something feels hollow. Like a part of them is always being left out of the picture. Because you can't build authenticity on selective emotion. When you deny your darkness, you don't find light. You just lose depth. And they feel it. That quiet ache of pretending to be okay. That strange guilt for not being happy enough. That loneliness that creeps in when everyone thinks you're fine. It's a kind of emotional double life. One version for the world, another one in silence. They give advice they can't follow. They comfort others with words they wish someone would say to them. And when pain finally breaks through the surface, they feel shame. Because sadness to them feels like a personal failure, like they didn't meditate enough, like their vibration slipped too low. But emotions don't disappear just because you ignore them. They don't evaporate under positivity. They accumulate. They collect behind the mask, growing heavier with every forced smile. Until one day, they can't keep it together. They cry in the shower. They snap at someone they love. They feel empty for no reason, and instead of seeing it as healing, they see it as proof that they're off balance. That's the cruel irony of toxic positivity. It promises freedom, but it traps you in emotional self-doubt. You stop asking, what am I feeling? And start asking, what's wrong with me for feeling it? But there's nothing wrong with feeling sad, or angry, or lost. Those emotions are not flaws. They're signals, messages from parts of you that are still alive, still trying to be heard. And when you ignore them, you don't become happier. You just become quieter, until happiness itself starts to feel out of reach. Because you can't heal what you refuse to touch. And good vibes only teaches people to avoid the very emotions that make healing possible. Healing doesn't mean staying positive all the time. It means becoming honest, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Because peace isn't the absence of emotion. It's the acceptance of every emotion as part of being human. Good vibes only taught people to choose light and reject darkness. But real healing comes when you understand that both are part of the same sky. The goal was never to escape the storm. It was to learn how to stand in the rain without pretending it's sunshine. True positivity is not about pretending everything's okay. It's about trusting that even when it's not, you can survive it. You can sit with sadness without drowning. You can feel anger without turning cruel. You can experience fear and still move forward. Because emotions aren't enemies, they're messengers. They're the body's language for truth. Sadness says, you've lost something important. Anger says, a boundary has been crossed. Fear says, something here needs safety. And joy comes back when you listen to all the others first. So if you've been forcing yourself to be happy, take a breath. You don't have to keep performing peace. You can put down the smile that hurts your cheeks. You can let the light flicker. You can stop chasing high vibrations and start listening to the quiet wisdom inside the lows. Because life was never meant to be a straight line of happiness. It's waves, it's seasons, it's chaos and calm, it's heartbreak and healing intertwined. That's what makes it real, and that's what makes you real. Real positivity is not good vibes only. It's all vibes welcome. It's showing up to life as you are, messy, uncertain, but willing to feel it all. When you stop rejecting half of your emotions, something beautiful happens. The fake light fades, and an authentic glow begins to rise, soft, steady, and human. You realize that joy doesn't disappear when sadness visits. Hope doesn't die in the presence of fear. Love doesn't vanish in the middle of anger. They can coexist, and that coexistence is where healing lives. So if you're tired of pretending everything's fine, you're not being negative, you're being honest. And honesty is the first real vibration of peace. You don't need good vibes only. You need real vibes always, because the truth doesn't dim your light, it deepens it. Real peace doesn't mean feeling good all the time. It means feeling everything and knowing you're still safe.